welcome back to the DataDash channel. My name is Cassie, and some of you may know me as Cassie Trades over on X, where I share what I've learned over the last 10 years analyzing and trading the crypto markets. So if you are not doing so already, make sure to give me a follow for more real-time updates and insights. So let's get into the market breakdown because we have a lot happening right now. Bitcoin has come up to that 95,000 key resistance, which was a 236 Fibonacci retracement, and has since come down over 70% of that move back down to the 382 retracement, just above 87,000. And what's important is it's still holding that bullish RSI trend that it's made off that 0.5 80,000 bounce. So we're going to get a look at that, as well as take a look at XRP, which just reclaimed the consolidation that it broke down earlier along with Bitcoin. So we'll take a look at where that is at and some key levels that you should be eyeing. And then we're going to get into AMD, which was the first video that I did here on DataDash with Nick. And it's time to revisit those technicals and see where we're at. So stay tuned. We have a lot to cover. Let's get right into it. All right, you guys, I have Bitcoin 4-hour chart pulled up for you, and I have the major Fibonacci retracement levels pulled. So these are becoming our support and our resistance levels, and you can see just how nicely the Bitcoin market is respecting these levels. Down here at that 0.5 Fibonacci retracement was our target in our last few videos. That was at 80,000, and the market just completely reacted nuts off of that support, coming right up to that 236 Fibonacci retracement and flipping that as resistance at 95,000. So that became major resistance at that point. Since came down, and we are sitting right above the 382 retracement. So I like to use these Fibonacci retracements as both support and resistance levels when I'm unclear what the Elliott wave count is. So that's what you're seeing here right now. And you can see Bitcoin is just right at that 382 Fibonacci retracement here, sitting just at 86,400. And like I mentioned in the previous video, it is really important for Bitcoin to hold these bullish retracements. So hold above our 0.5 Fibonacci retracements to maintain all of the bullish momentum that we've seen over the last months. According to Elliott wave theory, we can still make a new high off of the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement. So you can see we have not made a new low, and we are still holding a bullish retracement on Bitcoin here. So this really does still keep our 126 new high price level intact and valid until we start to break down that 0.5 Fibonacci retracement at 80,000. So far we are holding really good bullish momentum. And I also wanted to look here on the RSI. So you can see here, right from our 0.5 Fibonacci bounce at 80,000, we started a bullish divergence on the RSI. So the price continued to make a new low where the RSI did not, which showed us that the selling was getting exhausted. And that same trend line is continuing to hold as support. So I'll get a little bit more zoomed in here. But you can see this is on 4-hour, and we're just still holding this bullish momentum so far off that 0.5 bounce there. So far this could be loading for a new high, like some analysts believe, up to that 126,000 price level. Otherwise, we're just going to be playing this level to level, paying attention to our RSI indicator as it comes to support. So I definitely still think we could make a new high off of this 0.5 Fibonacci support. Otherwise, if we do break down below this 80,000, we have our 618 Fibonacci support that's sitting at 72,000, which could also be strong support in the market. I do think that if we break down below our 0.5, just like I mentioned in the previous videos, that brings in more bearish momentum, and it would start to be more unlikely to see the 126,000 new high that some people think we will still see, and that are really still valid since we are holding above these bullish retracements here. So if I get a little bit more zoomed out here, you can see that this is our price action over the last few months, and we had major consolidation and has since dropped down, tested as resistance, and came back down to that 382 and holding as support. So this is a really critical moment on Bitcoin. We really need to start to break above these previous resistances if we're going to see a new high. Otherwise, it is likely we'll continue down to these lower supports here. And like I mentioned, if we do make a new low on Bitcoin, the next support we'll be looking at is that 618 Fibonacci retracement, and that's around 72,000. So just keep an eye on those critical levels there, and you'll be prepared for whatever move is next. So let's get into XRP and take a look at what that is doing. All right, you guys, so I have XRP 1 hour chart pulled up here, and you can see just a little bit more clearly, these were the lows that we were targeting in previous videos. And you can just see that major 28% impulse that we had off of those Fibonacci targets. And these targets here were just based off Elliott wave theory. So that's how I was able to get those. You can see in those green boxes are actually confluence between a few different degrees in Elliott wave theory. So that's what I do to find those confluence areas or zones that are really aligned between waves in Elliott wave theory. So that's what these boxes are. They're helping me mark the support and different resistances as well. So these are obviously green boxes that I mark for support, and sometimes you'll find red boxes where I mark for heavy areas of resistance. So that's what I use in my analysis, and you can see here it works really well to find strong areas of support or resistance. So that was that large move that we had off that reserve news, and you can see just like Bitcoin, it came down and retraced almost the entire way. But unlike Bitcoin, this has actually held above previous resistance, and similar, it did not make a new low. It actually came back up and has since reclaimed this consolidation pattern that I've been tracking. So this is a really critical pattern to keep our momentum going. So you can see here we have support now right at 2.45, which is just going to creep a little bit higher as time goes. And you can see we are just testing this right now. So we are at a really critical point of testing for support or not, and we are almost at the close of this hourly. So we will see if this is going to hold this market structure and hold as support. If it does, I still think that we're likely to see those higher prices testing again that 3.05 price level, that psychological $3 price. So I do think if we hold these levels, that's where we're going to be testing again. So keep an eye on that. If we do start to break down, continue to look at these levels for support. So we have $2.20. We have the major $2 area as support. And then if we start to go for a new low, so if selling really starts to take control, which I don't think it is, but we should be prepared for any situation, right? So if it really starts to take control, we do have the $1.54 area, which is the 618 Fibonacci retracement. And according to Elliott wave theory, that is actually a wave 2 target. So XRP has bounced off the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement, which is slightly high for a wave 2. it still could come down to that 618 retracement and be valid for a wave 2. So that's at $1.54. And I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but we do need to be prepared. If Bitcoin really starts to bring down the market, we could see that price on XRP. But you can see here, it is just still holding these consolidation levels, these bullish retracement levels. And it's actually slightly above the 382 retracement. So this is still a bullish retracement level. We are in no means in bear territory at these prices. So what I'm just looking for in the next few days is just holding this consolidation pattern, coming up to test $3 again, or breaking down back to our supports. So that's what we're looking for on XRP. All right, you guys, so I have the AMD chart pulled up here, and this was a chart that Nick and I looked at in the first video I did over here on DataDash in my collab with Nick. So I thought it's good time to take a look at the technicals and see where we are at. So in our video, we talked about how it was coming down for that C wave, and you can see here how I have targeting down at those golden retracements down by that 618 Fibonacci retracement, and we are just really nicely still making our way down to those prices, currently sitting below the 0.5 retracement and just above that 618 retracement. So this is following the plan perfectly on AMD. It does still look like we have more low to come before we get a true pivot in the market. And you guys, the RSI is really confirming this theory as well. You can see that our lowest low in price here still makes a new extreme on the RSI. So this is a sign that we are not exhausted yet with our selling, that we're probably still going to come down to these golden retracement levels. So we have the 618 here at 92, and then we have the 0.65, which is that golden pocket, they call that. That's at 85. So these are our key targets. Once we get down to these levels, I think we could see a really strong reaction on AMD. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video today. Keep an eye out on these key levels. We need Bitcoin to hold above that 0.5 retracement at 80,000. That is a key level. And then we have XRP testing that consolidation as we speak. So that is very critical to watch to see if it will hold that pattern or not. And then AMD coming down just slightly more to hit those golden retracements. And I think we will see a major pivot over in there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.